During active imagination, it is unlikely, although not unheard of, to encounter a very particular type of shadow. This shadow, whose name no one knows, always presents itself the same way, although individual perception of it may vary. It is no ordinary ghost, goblin, or ghast that one might have encountered a number of times already during their exploration of the inner self. No, this shadow hovers like a black-silver ball while lacking definite form or structure, shaped like a tear in space, unreflecting light, a shadow without a shadow of its own. Motionless, it stays still, defiant of other mental currents that might surround it. Indeed, the place where it can be found will vary depending on the dreamer, but always the shadow with no name stays the same. If one was to be foolish enough to go near it, they would feel a subtly repulsive force, at first. Most encounters end here, the explorer understanding to stay well away from it and focus on more manageable tasks within the unconscious. However, if one is to be especially brave, they might attempt the usual shadow work techniques on this uncomfortable entity by asking questions, probing its nature. What are you? Why are you here? Where do you come from? But no matter the wording or technique, the answer will remain the same: silence. In silence, this shadow will hover, its silvery blackness radiating alien indifference. No matter if one was to circle it, find different angles or ways of looking at it, it would remain the same. Akin to an astronomical black hole, there is no shining light into it with words. Even examination via arts or journaling will prove useless, for there is no conceptualizing, no sublimating it into any sort of coherent form. Most one can accomplish is haphazard lines scribbled onto canvas or incoherent ramblings onto a page. And all the while, the shadow will stay the same, ever vigilant in the unconscious, waiting for the visitor to come meet it again, to see whether anything has changed, which, of course, has not. In short, there is no dealing with the shadow whose name no one knows. The few foolish who persist in their investigations will meet their dooms sooner or later. When artistic or scientific examination provide no result, the last course of action is to seek direct contact with it. And again, like a cosmic black hole, after one crosses the threshold of intuitive mental repulsion, there is no coming back beyond the event horizon. Some have speculated that there's a reason for this, that it represents the ultimate limit of investigation of the unconscious. Few have suggested that it is the gateway into the collective shadow itself, where a singular mortal is no match for the overwhelming currents of darkness. Then some others, even fewer in number, have dared suggesting that it is an archaic echo, a remnant from prehistoric times, something biblical in magnitude, perhaps the very scar of original sin.